Welcome, shave fans. For today, we are going to be doing our second shave with the prototype Barbaros TR-1 double-edge razor. And I wanted to take a minute here and pull it apart and show you the different components maybe a little bit closer. So we'll start with the handle, and you'll be able to see really most of the stuff that you were able to see before on the handle, but it is just beautiful and easy to grip. These shallows in here that spin around the shaft are just deep enough to give you some nice grip. And they're not sharp edged or anything, but they just work, which is nice. And of course you've got a nice fit and finish on everything. I think I had this upside down last time, but it's a nice little sailboat emblem that's on the end of the handle. Very beautiful and hefty handle. Really dig it. The base plate is nice. The bottom side is just pure flat, which is easy. Makes it easy to clean. The top side, you'll see these indentations here that are CNC'd in. And then of course you've got your safety bars and everything. I'll give you a nice side view there, or try to. I don't know if that thing can focus properly. Anyway, so a beautifully machined piece. And this is just the prototype, so this isn't even the full, full working production piece. So, and the cap is relatively standard. It does have these nice projections that are machined in, and they fit into the little grooves. So when you put this together, it locks into place, and there's almost no wiggle, just the teeniest bit of movement at all in there. So when you put a blade in, and I'm going to be using one of the Dorco stainless, it's the ST301 if I remember right. It's the same as the 300. The only difference between the 300 and the 301, 300 has a cardboard tuck, 301 has a plastic tuck. So you put the blade in, and those notches go through the blade. Maybe I'll show that. So they go through the blade. There you go, if I catch the light right. So they hold the blade in alignment, and then the cap goes in, and those projections lock down in. And then when it's tightened up, there's just not even a little bit of movement in there. So a beautifully machined razor. Everything's straight and beautiful. And I can't wait to shave with it again. For my soap today, I am going to be using the brand new formula from Gustafson Shaving, and this is the Bay Rum Booty. All right, as I said, this is the new formula, and the new formula, if you can look at that, creates this wonderful thick lather that can really handle a lot of water. I did a test lather when I first opened up the mail today. I ran right in here and did a test lather, and so I lathered it up, and it created this beautiful thick lather. So I decided to see, how much water it could take. So I added a little more water and whipped it up, and I added a little more water and I added a little more water, and it just kept being a strong, thick lather. It took tons of water before I got to any sort of big bubbles. So an easy soap to lather, and very forgiving if you get a little more water than you normally would in a soap. So I really dig that. All right, I've got just a beautiful head of lather going on there. Just wet my face one more time. Gustafson bay rum is different than any of the other bay rums that I've had in that the cinnamon really stands out in this, as opposed to, say, the Diamond Bar, where the clove really stands out. So, you know, they're both awesome, and I really like both of those scents. But, you know, they're just different, which is nice, because if they're all the same, it would be no fun. When I did my lather test earlier, I went ahead and lathered up, and I let it sit on my face for like, you know, 3 or 4, maybe even 5 minutes before I went and tested it, you know, to see if there was going to be any sort of issues with the lather dropping out. And none. I didn't even have big bubbles at that point. So it just feels great. Now we'll see about the slickness and cushion here. Okay, TR-1 razor, Dorco stainless blade. I am trying a slightly new thing with my neck, recommended to me by Daryl Owens from Your Best Face, and that is not to stretch the neck. He says that he was having issues with you know, sensitivity on his neck and just getting a little too close of a shave. So what he did is he quit stretching that skin out and went to more of a normal position, and even slightly down, he said, his chin slightly down. And it greatly improved his shave quality and comfort levels. So both his overall quality of the shave and comfort level. So I got to try that. It is definitely weird not to stretch your neck up. It feels good. All right, first shave felt great. I'm going to go ahead and finish off my shave. We'll come back, we'll talk a little bit more about the razor, a little bit more about the soap, and anything else we need to. What a wonderful shave. All right, let's talk a little bit more about the soap. The Bay Rum Booty, as I said, is a very cinnamon-centric bay rum, and I really dig it. And what really surprised me is normally I have pretty sensitive skin to stuff that's in the soap, but even when I did my lather test earlier today, and I left it sitting on my face for way longer, no irritation. So I don't know if, and I normally get irritation from things that have cinnamon in it, so I don't know exactly how it's done in here, but it really works for me. So no irritation for me from the cinnamon in the Bay Rum Booty, which is really nice. The lather, as you saw, was absolutely great. Slick and thick lather, just really felt great. So the new version of Gustafson Bay Rum Booty, definitely a thumbs up from me. Can't wait to try the other scents that I've got. The Barbaros TR-1, still a delight to use. If anything, I actually like it even better now with the Dorco blade. I find the Dorco is slightly more smooth for me than the silver blue. Both of them are, in my top tier blades, but the Dorcos are a little bit smoother for me. So maybe that's because they're a little bit, or maybe they're not quite as sharp or something. So it could be, but for my beard and my face, both of those blades are awesome. All right. So yeah, this Barbaros razor, I am really digging. That second shave was awesome. And keeping my neck down, not stretching it out, actually seemed to really work. So I can't wait to continue doing that. And thank you, Daryl, for giving us that tip. That was a great tip. Gustafson Shaving Supplies, they don't have any aftershaves yet. I understand that they are coming. So that means I need to choose something else as an aftershave. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this Brut, the dominant red. I have a bit of it, and unfortunately it's not red when you put it into a spray bottle, but it is, in my opinion, a great scent. Well, I just had another wonderful shave. I hope you do too.